everyone and welcome back. She's back. Thank you so much for all your lovely comments. You felt really welcome, didn't you?
Thank you, yes.
This week we're going to have a kind of a product kind of explosion and application overload film. That's all I can describe it as. I've got a whole stash of things that I would like to introduce Fee to. I think it would be beneficial. But Fee being Fee wants to talk about her makeup bag. Off you go. You've got a little bit of SPF on. You've done your skin prep, haven't you, in terms of hydration.
We've done some skin prep, so we don't need to do any of that. So we're just doing makeup. Now I've brought with me just a bag which has got everything from my little desk at home, which has got all my makeup in. But I also have as backup. This is my emergency bag.
Right.
This lives in my car.
In your car?
In my car.
Why is it in your car?
I don't know, if I'm in a rush in the morning and I don't get time to put my makeup on for any reason, you know, school run, whatever, and then I get...
So hold on, are you driving, putting makeup on?
Sometimes. Shh.
And
then the rest I do once I've got there.
right.
Anyway.
Well, at least you're putting your face on, girl.
Yes, well that's the important bit, because as I've said before, I feel ugly without it.
Which I think is absolutely ridiculous to say that, because as I look at you, you've got the most striking eyes, beautiful little face.
I feel naked.
Yeah, I get that.
Yeah.
But not ugly. I mean, there's just no way you could look ugly. Oh, show everyone what you've got. Which is what?
Rosalique.
This is the Rosalique. And this is
Rosalique.
Yeah, hold on, I need to get this on focus. And this is the product that I've talked about a lot. Really great for redness, people who suffer with rosacea. SPF 50. It goes on green, as you can see from Fee's application. And then it just goes into this really kind of like soft nudie colour. So like you said, when I put that on you, you love the fact that it just took away your redness, but it didn't look like you had makeup.
Yeah.
Honestly, I've gifted this and shared it with so many people.
Okay, so next, Caroline, you gave
Miracle
me...
Pure Max Factor. Fantastic. Can I just stop you there, because I'm going to come in with a little bit of introduction. I want you to try the Bye Bye Under Eye Bags, because I know that you're really unhappy with your eyes sometimes, right? And this, applied under your eyes, gives a really lovely tightening, brightening effect. So could you apply this for me? I want to get your feedback, because I don't actually have much puffiness under my eyes. But my friends...
that's really soft.
Yeah.
So it just goes under my eyes?
Yes.
Okay.
And just be aware that everyone can join in when you're applying it too. They can see you doing it. That's great. And you have to let it set for a little bit.
Right.
Okay. That was one thing that I wanted to introduce you to.
Okay.
And I want your feedback on that, genuinely. Just let that set. So just forget we've done any of that. You also say to me that you can't keep your eyeshadow on. It doesn't last too long. And you get a little bit of creasing.
Creasing, yeah. When I put concealer under my eyes, because I've always had this issue with these bags under my eyes. One, inherited from my father, and this is the Italian look, I suppose. Yeah. And two, I probably never get enough sleep.
No, sure. And that's a common thing, right?
No.
A little bit of the Urban Decay eyeshadow primer. Now, I would use this on my lids because I got quite oily lids, so my eyeshadow might move a lot. Tapping a little bit of this, I'm just going to use it as a tip because I want to see the true efficacy of this.
Okay.
A little bit of primer tapped underneath your eye area before your base and concealer will help keep the product in place, the pigment in place, and it's the gathering of the pigment that sits in the creases. That could actually help. So I'd like you to try that as a little tip.
Foundation.
Oh yes. So do you like it then?
I do. It's soft. It's not as dense and thick as what I've used to, but that's probably a good thing. It probably needs to be a bit thinner.
This needs to be thinner. This is the Max Factor Miracle Pure, which in my opinion is the best priced, best quality tinted moisturiser that you can get in Superdrug or Boots. You're using colour beige. It's got hyaluronic in, vitamin C. I mean, the vitamin C won't do too much to your skin, if I'm honest, but the hyaluronic will.
Now, this is where you need to come in, Caroline, because I would dob it all on like that.
Right, okay.
Never know if it's enough or too much. And then use my... Sometimes I just use my fingers.
Yeah.
I use my fingers quite a lot, actually.
Yeah.
People have asked, when they see me put eyeshadow on with my fingers, they're like, put it on my fingers. I was like, yes.
Yeah, but if that works for you, that's fine.
So
It's getting it close enough to the root of the lashes. You can put it with your fingers, but you can't get it really close to the lashes. But yeah, I love fingers as application tools, especially if they're nice and warm.
So if I'm not in the car and I'm at home, I'll be using a brush.
Yep. The only thing I would say about that, I think you've done an amazing job. I think the colour works really, really well. Is that's quite a firm brush, and this is quite a light product. So if you were to just use your fingers and not the brush, you would get a little bit of a heavier coverage. But you said that you were happier with this coverage anyway, so that probably doesn't affect you.
Yeah.
But sometimes with these brushes, this is the duo fibre brush, it's a MAC one, that they can, in that sort of way that you were applying it, you can remove it a lot. Okay. So they're nice if you put all your base on with your fingers and then just buffed it into those areas that you might think were more telltale, you might get a slightly longer coverage.
Okay. Okay, and then the dreaded concealer. Okay, so again, this is one that you gave me, because normally the concealer I have is quite chalky and quite thick.
Right, okay. So you've been using that since I saw you in December?
Yes, however, I mean, I have been, and I put a really tiny amount on.
Stop. Right, this concealer is for chin, pigmentation, not for around your eyes.
Okay, so that's why it's all getting clogged up then.
Yes.
Well, getting like, you know, I get by the, you know, I put it all on, it looks amazing. I get to work, I look in the mirror and it's all lined.
Yes, and it's not light enough. So if you've got anything on your face, so ignore the orbital area of your face. If you've got anything else, any pigmentation or discoloration that you want added coverage, which this isn't doing, put that on there for me. I don't think you have anything.
No.
No. Oh, no, that's a good thing.
No, I don't have.
You don't have anything to conceal.
Oh, I see. Oh, no, I thought you meant as in product
as in a compliment. As in, there is nothing else that you need to conceal. Your skin is beautiful.
Okay, thank you.
Would you agree with that? You would.
It looks okay. It's just my eyes.
Yes, but we're focusing now on your skin. Because when people look at you, they look at the whole of your face. Huh. But when we look at ourselves, we focus in on that one thing that we don't like.
Yeah.
Or two things. Or three things. But we have to stop doing that.
Yeah.
We have to stop.
Yeah.
So I see the whole package, whereas you're just seeing the gift tag or the ribbon.
Yes.
So as I said, wow, aren't you lucky? Because where I am, I'm like, oh, I've got so much pigmentation. I've got this. I've got blotches under my nose. I have to go in with this to conceal more of my face. Whereas I think, God, you'll just get away with that. You're lucky.
All right. Okay.
Good.
Cool.
So now I've established that.
Put on anyway. So.
Right. So what I want to introduce you to today is, now earlier on with the brow video, if you haven't seen it, we'll link it at the end of the film. We used a really lovely opaque concealer and we used it under Fee's eyebrows. Really, really nice. And again, sort of 3 shades lighter than her actual skin tone.
Never done it before.
Now that worked really, really well around your eyebrows. For me, because you're talking about the concealer going into your fine lines and moving around a bit, this is going to be too heavy.
Right.
Okay, so you're really going to think, oh no, I can see it too much. And I think it will age the skin because it's too heavy, but it's brilliant for concealing other areas. This is amazing. This is It Cosmetics. I've got to find the focus. Bye Bye Under Eyes. I think this shade is going to be too dark for you. This is shade medium, light medium. So give me your hand. Just have a little play with that. Or I instinctively think that's going to be too dark. We're going to have a look in a minute. But if you've got, don't put any on, just enjoy the texture for the moment. If you've got dark circles, this is fantastic. Right, this is a double-ended concealer stick. It's so handy. I'm going to get you to give it a go first. So
why is it double-ended?
It's double-ended because it has the same texture as the NARS and the It Cosmetics. So the first one, as you can see, is a correct camouflage. So that's going to be slightly peachy. Now, there are a couple of things that I wanted to try on you first. A little bit of the colour correcting will really help the darkness around your eyes. Obviously, if you look at Fee's face, she's got that natural indent. So you're always going to have a little bit of darkness because that's the shape of your eye. You can never get rid of that. But the wonderful thing about Fee's eyes is she's got these beautiful, beautiful sockets. So she can really smash a killer smoky eye, can't you? Or you like a wing.
Yes. My cat's eyes.
So you can take a lot of makeup and you look great with a lot of makeup. So that is a bonus, girl. Right, so what I want you to do is do this on your left eye for me. I want you to apply the colour corrector first.
Which one's that?
So that's the first one, yeah. And then you'll note it, and I just want you to just do it so the camera can see. I might just move you over here a little bit more. Is that better? Yeah.
Where am
So
I
just
putting it?
in the dark area. Just
So like that.
Yeah, stop, 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 stop. Right, okay, so let's move this here. I'm going to move you back slightly, babe. So what I want you to do, if anyone's got dark circles, you want to place it, and it's quite handy because you can just get right into the corners and you apply it just to the darkness there. Okay, so just a little bit this side, you want just like a little bit too much, okay, because here is where you want the softness.
And then you just dab it with your finger.
I'm just taking off that extra bit
Okay.
here. Yes, so either with your finger or with a nice firm brush. Close your eyes. So you want to make sure that you've got a little bit of space just to blend it, because it is going to move. And you just place that there. You don't have to be too precise, just as long as it's kind of going in that dark area there, because you're going to blend over with something else. I just want to also show you another great colour corrector is the Jones Road. Now this is called the Face Pencil and it's shade 5. So this is slightly pinky, so I'm just going to place this over, and that's another little tip. I know you've already went ahead with the concealer, we did the same eye at the same time, but that also is the same kind of consistency as that concealer, as in terms of it's opaque, but it's got a little bit of pink in, which really helps to neutralise that sort of bluey grey area. So that just gives you 2 options of this area. All right, now, but because this is a thicker texture, and because we're going to use something else over the top of it, you're going to find that it's going to blend really, really well. So on the other side, you've got a normal, per se, concealer, which is just slightly more hydrating. So it's a bit like having a double-ended stick of the NARS Matte and the Glossier Stretch Concealer. Close your eyes for me. Just turn your face a little bit to me. So I'm just going to place this to the edges of this concealer.
So what does this do exactly?
So it's a little bit softer. So it's a bit more hydrating.
And you put it with the other one.
Just literally feathering the edges, okay? So you, as you went right, so you brought it right round here, didn't you? To lift that, which is fine, but that would be too heavy. But this is a little bit lighter.
And you also recommend using a brush?
Oh, you can
rather than
use your fingers, so long as it's nicely hydrated, but it's nice to use, like, I can use my fingers here, and it's a nice sort of like soft padding effect, isn't it?
Mm.
And just take it across the eye just to kind of neutralise the rest of the lid. That's it, and then just sit back for me. That's great, and then look in the mirror. That's so much better. Now that'd be interesting, like when you drive home today, to say, oh, actually no, Caroline, that did last a little bit longer, because it's a less slippery formula. Okay, so it's hydrating, but it's targeting those bluey grey areas and then allowing them to be a little bit brighter. Yeah. Okay, so eyes.
There's a couple of sort of basics in my bag today. One of them is a kind of liquidy one.
Right.
This is Kiko again.
Nice. And that's great to if you apply it with your finger, then I'd understand that.
Yes.
And these are all lovely warm colours.
This is sort of bronzy colour.
I love that.
So that's one option.
And that balance is nice with the brightness of your top as well. It gives you the warmth.
Yeah. And then this was given to me recently. This is number 7.
That's nice.
And
very nice
it's
colour.
got a sort of highlighter and a sort of purpley and a grey. So which one should I put on today, Caroline?
Go for that one.
Yeah.
Go for number 7. Go for darker.
Okay. So what again, this is where I use my fingers. Okay.
Now the biggest thing I'm going to say to you in your application.
Yeah.
If you just look straight down the lens for me, is I don't want you to apply any dark there. I want it this side.
I wouldn't.
You wouldn't. Great. Okay.
I was just about to put
Do you want a brush or do you want to go with your finger?
No, I'll go with my finger. So I would put the really light one. I never put anything dark.
Brilliant.
Because of the fact that I've got really dark sockets.
Yeah.
So, and that is just a bit of a highlighter.
Lovely.
That on first.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
And then I would go with the darker one from the middle
Yep.
outwards.
Perfect. Perfect.
And because I do have big, what would you call them? Big sockets?
Deep sockets, yeah.
Deep sockets. I can afford to go.
You can go really strong, yeah.
Yeah.
And this is a number 7 one. Is this available now?
I believe so, yes. Yeah. I got this, funny enough, on the Look Good Feel Better.
Right, okay, great.
I got given this last summer. I have used number 7 before.
That's great.
So yeah, and then obviously making sure I don't mix my fingers up. Blend it in a bit more there. So that's... How do you feel about that?
Look towards the lens. Is that how you'd finish it? Is that how you do it, then just whack on your mascara?
No, then I've got my cat's eyes.
And you've got your cat's eyes.
Cat's eyes.
I mean, I love the colours. I think it just needs to be softened slightly. And that's the beauty of a brush, which the finger is great at depositing the colour.
Yeah.
But in order just for it to be sort of soft and that it doesn't overpower your eyes. Because at the moment, as I look at you, I'm looking at the makeup.
Yeah.
And I
do have more brushes at home. I do have brushes at home.
Sure. But I'm sure it's a very common thing, and that's great. And if you're in a rush, you might just stop there, close your eyes. So again, it's just refining those powders, and you've put 2 colours on, which is great, in exactly the right place. But what you need to do is almost make a third by joining those colours together just in the centre part, so it just looks a little bit more refined.
It does like a gradient.
Exactly. And you don't need to kind of put any darkness here. You've got the darkness as you open your eye. Now what I would say here on the outer side here of your eye, you see this part here?
Yeah.
To me, this is all going down.
Okay.
So what we want is a nice clean line, as you will do when you put your lovely liquid eyeliner on, is to take a cotton bud and just to clean up. And this is the area you want the lift, right? Mm-hmm. So sometimes it's really nice to maybe use a little bit of the concealer. So you can put your little concealer stick or the Laura Mercier oil underneath first to give yourself a nice line. Look, in the mirror there.
Oh yeah.
So this is obviously rough and you blend it in. But you think, right, well, I want that nice eye here. And this is going to help you with your eyeliner as well. And look at the difference now. If you look down the lens as well, look at the difference between the lift of this eye and then where the eyeshadow is smudged down and pulled the eye down.
Yeah.
Right? So then you put that on and you can either just sort of blend that with your finger or you can just finish that off.
Shall I apply
when
it
you
to
do your
the other
eyeliner?
side?
Yeah, do you want to do it?
I'll give it a go.
So clean up the underneath part first and following the shape of your eye upwards. That's it in one line. So you'll be used to doing this, Fee, because obviously you're used to applying liquid eyeliner.
Yeah.
And you'll also want to just soften those colours together and just kind of migrate them. But the highlighter's nice because it's a really warm highlighter. It's not cold. Like pale pinks and kind of whites would really jar with your complexion because you've got a lovely warmth and yellow tone to your complexion. So in the socket here, we just need to soften that up and push it up. And you can be quite firm with the brush. Even though this is a soft brush, you can still be quite firm. And the most important thing is that we just haven't added the darkness. So I'm now going to use the concealer stick here, but I'll use the creamier side and just to take that up. And it's quite nice that these pencils, you have to fiddle around with a brush or anything like that before and I'm not going to leave it like that so that it would be a nice guide for Fee to do her eyeliner.
Okay.
And maybe underneath, honey, just soften that just very, very slightly. Great. That catches a nice light beautifully. Okay. Nice. That's really just almost giving you like a little bit of a taped lift. Lift. Now, I'm curious to see which eyeliner you wear because you are the queen of eyeliner. So what's your favourite? What is this?
It's like a felt tip pen.
Felt tip pen. What brand is it?
I don't.
Fast Stroke?
No, I don't know.
Is this one that you would repeatedly buy?
No, I keep trying out different ones. I think this might be a new one. I keep looking for the ultimate product.
Okay.
Funny enough, Primark used to do one,
Great.
and it was only like £1, and
Yeah.
it was brilliant.
Yeah.
And they stopped doing it. So that's why I'm in search.
Okay, this is called Fast Stroke. If anyone's got any felt tip pen liners they'd like to recommend for Fee.
Please, I am constantly trying out new ones. I think also because my eyelids are getting quite loose now, it's a bit tricky.
It's hard to get that graphic line, isn't it? So how do you get the
Yeah.
perfect line?
Well, let's see how we go, shall
Right.
we?
Do you want a mirror that you can hold closer, or are you happy with that one?
Okay. So I start from
We
one
can't
end.
see you at all. Is there any way you could do it so that everyone can join in?
It's like that?
Yeah,
I do it like that?
perfect, perfect.
Yeah. So I just go as close as I can to my eyelashes, follow it around. Oh dear, this one's a bit dry.
This was the time to get yourself a fresh eyeliner.
Yeah, sorry, it's the one I've been using to death. So whereas
Fast Stroke.
I know I've got a one of the other more well-known
No, that
brands.
looks great. That's perfect. Beautiful kit.
So that's quite
yeah, love
a
it.
subtle
Come
one.
on. I love that.
But if I'm going out, it probably would be thicker.
Yeah. And would you then run that through the lashes so that your lashes get really, really inky?
I would just try and get that as close to the eyelashes as I can. But that's
a great line.
That is how I do my.
Whack it on the other side.
Yeah.
Do you curl your eyelashes?
I try to.
But since having chemo, not because you're worried about them being too brittle?
No, they just don't seem to have the power they used to
Right.
have at the moment. I know you said that you thought I had quite a few, but it
Yeah.
still seems very, very thin on the eyelash front.
Well, using mascara that's got bamboo extract or biotin or something like that that can nurture the lashes would be good.
So yeah, I mean this pen is a little bit dry, I must admit. I should have checked to see whether it was.
I think you've done a great job.
But that's
beautiful. This is beautiful. Totally perfect. Great. I would just go much more inky into the root.
yeah, and I think normally I would. It's just this one,
Right,
unfortunately,
okay,
has
fine.
dried up a bit.
Okay.
I wouldn't use liquid eyeliner now because I find it's just either too heavy or it runs. And
Where's that
pencil
one?
I find is too hard.
Just see if you can get a bit more ink towards your lashes. It's right in between those lashes that makes all the difference to the finish of the eye shape, if that helps. I hope it's as good as that. Might just be a little bit more wet.
And it's important that they're even.
Yeah. As even as you can get them on eyes that are probably not the same, right? This is nice. I mean, this is a Tom Ford double-ended one, but that's got a short nib. How do you find applying that?
Yeah, actually that's quite nice. I've gone a little bit thicker now because obviously I'm putting more on, but does that
Nice.
look even enough?
Oh, that's great. It's great. And it's also great to wear an eyeliner, I think, when your lashes are a little bit fine.
Yeah, I've gone a bit thicker
Don't you
now.
think?
That's a little bit
I like
thicker.
it.
That's a bit thicker than I would normally do for a day
Okay.
wear.
Well,
But I'm slightly when it's
Okay.
more liquidy, I'm conscious of it.
moves. Yeah. So actually, you quite like it when it starts to dry out because you've got more control over it.
Yeah, that's something that I've discovered as I've got a bit older. I think it's just not my skin is.
And would you
not
go
bad.
over that with a black powder or anything like that, or you
No.
just keep it as it is and just do sort of blinky moves?
Yeah,
there?
sometimes I use powder actually to do. If I've got
Yeah.
a really dark powder, I do have a set which is
And do you use
dark, and I
Right.
use a very thin brush.
Have you got a special brush for that, or is it one that
Yes.
came in? Have you got a
No, I have my own sort of brush that is really, really thin and slightly pointed. And if I'm using a different colour, say like green, like a dark green
Yeah.
or a dark blue, I do have a powder, but I've got to be very careful to put a bit of tissue underneath, otherwise powder tends to.
Do you know what a good tip for that is? To use eye patches, like hydrating eye patches,
Yes.
and keep those on if you're just doing the top part of your makeup.
Yeah. When it's powder, it does tend to land up on my face.
Yeah. That's great. Really great job. Right, what's your favourite mascara?
Well, again, this is one you gave me, Caroline.
Right. Oh, great, the elf
Elf.
one. Woohoo!
Elf.
You loved that, and your lashes are even thicker than they were in December, most definitely.
Right, so this is new, so I've been using this lately. So I'm just.
It's a really lovely brush. It's slightly curved, so it gives
Yeah.
Fee's lashes a little bit of a a lift and a boost. It's quite comfortable to apply. It's bristle, but it's twisted, but it's really tight. So you get lots of mascara on. It doesn't budge, does it? This is the Rock and Curl, isn't it? Is it called Rock and Curl? Lash and Roll. It's a really great mascara. And again, Elf does brilliant mascaras.
Yeah. I mean, I probably need a bit more. Do I need a bit more?
I would definitely do 2 coats.
2 coats.
I always find you get the joy factor in a mascara after a couple of coats. And it makes all the difference. Especially if you're feeling a bit tired or you want, like you say, with your lashes, you want more of a lift.
To be honest, if I had to shortchange what makeup I was putting on, as long as I've got my cat's eyes on, mascara and eyebrows,
you're fine. You feel like yourself.
I feel like I can face the world.
Yeah, you can. And you have done brilliantly, tremendously and incredibly bravely.
And other than my eyebrows, which Caroline did for me already, that would be it. Lipstick. Now, up until probably about a year ago, I don't do lipstick. The reason why I don't do lipstick is because I have the smallest lips in the world and I can't afford to get them all pumped up like people do nowadays. And they are tiny. And
even if you could afford to, would you?
Well, it'd be nice if it had a little bit of something.
But they would just end up being like that.
You think? Yeah, I know. Anyway.
Although I am looking into things that can actually make them look more hydrated,
a little bit
less
puffy.
dehydrated.
Yeah, and I find that because they're so tiny and they're so sharp that when I put lipstick on, I look like a headmistress.
Right,
I look
evil
really
lips.
strict.
Yes, okay.
But it's my New Year's resolution is to start wearing some kind of, whether it's a gloss or a lipstick.
Yeah, so do not put balms on or your lips don't get dry or anything. Just don't put anything on your lips.
Oh, I do put a balm on, but usually it'll be neutral, so without any colour. Maybe a gloss. I might do a gloss, but it's so like, for me, my eyes are really important. Mm-hmm. The lips, I quite often forget about them. It's like I don't want to draw any attention to my lips at all.
Okay. Nice to have a little bit of balance. So show me what you're using and I'll show you what I selected for you.
Well, this, I think this is...
Sorry.
I think you might have given me this. Last year?
No, maybe.
Or either you gave this to me or it came with
Is it a tint? I don't think I recognise that product at all.
Oh, I love it. Tint. It's really...
A Lancome tint.
I like the application.
Right. No, that's not from me. I've never seen that before.
Maybe that came with the Look Good, Feel Better.
Maybe it did, yeah. Cool, love it.
Yeah.
I've never seen this before.
I know. I know.
That is really punchy colour for someone who doesn't want to wear lipstick.
I know, if you're going to do it, let's really do it.
Okay, well that's like the opposite to what I've selected for you, but oh my God.
But this is where I need your help.
Why? Oh, gee, weird. What is it? Is it long lasting? God.
Yeah, it stains. It stains.
Oh, it's like a lip stain.
Yeah, I mean it's glossy, but it's a lip stain. So I find that if I put it on, at least
Oh God. How weird.
I find that the colour stays, even after I've eaten. Because that's the other thing I find. You put lipstick on, and then after a couple of cups of tea, it's gone.
Well, I know, but yeah,
I won't put this on then. I won't put this on. I will.
No, if you want to put it on,
No. I need help in this department.
Well, I just think that's like quite extreme. That was, but I have to say,
yeah. Let's see if I've got anything.
It's a really nice texture.
Let me check.
I'll link what it is because I actually have no idea what it is.
I like the application, the applicator.
Yeah.
So maybe another colour might be better.
No,
because it's quite strong.
Carry it on. I'd love to see you with it on.
Oh, okay, I'll put it on.
I don't know if it's going to be too much. Is it going to be like a cool colour clash?
Might be.
With do you know what? Pause. Let's do what I thought you might like. That might even be too much. I'm way off the mark. See, I've got to be careful with that. That's okay. So I love the applicator, but it does.
The colour's too bright.
No, I love the colour, but it puts a lot on. I've had to correct my application because it sort of went all over my mouth, which is interesting because you've got little lips. So that was okay for you to put on because I've smudged them all over mine. It's stainy, but is it patchy? Oh, I don't know. I think it's because I put it over lipstick. Right, so I chose you, let me just see which colour this is, Pink Best. This is a really beautiful lip oil from Merit. So I thought very nice colour, and it's a lip oil, try it, and it's a beautiful, beautiful texture. But it's much more natural. Now, interesting that you squinting your lips like that. Can you stretch them? If you stretch them, you'll push the
when
pigment.
it disappear.
Yeah, what? Don't do it like you've got no teeth. You still have a set. That's better. Oh wow, is that life changing?
See what I mean?
Oh my god, I love that on you.
But will it stay?
No, hold on, no, listen. Right, can we just pause? Right, that's nice. Now just take your finger and just, I think, oh god, I'm literally going to put pink all over me. I've got it everywhere. Sorry, Longcom, that's just literally like, but take a clean finger and just press it over the top. No, like this. Okay, let me take, just relax. Just because you said about you don't want to have mean lips, and you said you've got very pointy, you've got very pronounced Cupid's bow, which is lovely, but just so that it doesn't enhance what you don't like, just soften it slightly just with your finger. That makes a difference.
Right.
Do you like the texture?
Yeah.
Do you like the colour?
Yes.
I think it adds, as I see you in the camera here, it gives balance to your whole face. I do really just want to settle just this highlighter under your eyes that's niggling me, because that's quite punchy, that highlighter, because I also put the e.l.f. highlighter there, didn't I? And then you put your powder one on, so that's a double whammy, and that's blinging out a bit too much for me, so that was just bothering me there. I think it's quite nice to have that subtlety of everything together, and just soften that just slightly there. It's all these sort of things that we kind of see. I'm going to take a little bit of your tinted moisturiser and just go over that, just softening, because you've got quite, we haven't been so busy chatting and we haven't been refining things. When you've got deep sockets, you can get quite a hard line between the blush and here, so you've got to be quite careful about the lipstick that you, sorry, the lipstick, I'm looking at my lipstick so close, the concealer and the blush. So this is an area just to soften. Sometimes in photos you might find that it gets really white around your eyes. Don't know whether you find that. But your liner's amazing. Everything's good. Lovely. Super nice. Okay, let's try the pink and then we'll see which one we prefer. Have I got it all over my teeth and mouth? Is everywhere?
No.
No. Okay.
Shall I take this off then?
If you want to. I would actually, because that didn't work. The tint didn't work when I placed it over my lipstick, because I think actually it's quite a beautiful soft matte, actually, isn't it?
Oh, you're going to laugh then when you see this. It's going to clash with the top.
Yeah, I quite like that though. Well, yeah, you're going in fast. Gosh, isn't that funny? Now, I would say take a tissue and blot straight over it immediately. Can you do it over your lips, please? Because if you just bite it, you don't get the Cupid's bow.
What, like that?
Correct, yeah. Nice. There we go, that's taken the edge off. And then again, just very softly with your finger, just over the edge. And also just that top bit, the top part there. That's it, great. Let me see in the camera. Now, I really love that colour, and I really love the colour with the jumper. I would put less eyeshadow on if I was wearing that lip.
Okay.
I would just go for like something kind of really soft, like almost just like the highlighter colour.
Yeah.
I wouldn't go for the darker one because it ends up being too much. I think it's that thing where you actually end up wearing too much makeup.
So either eyes or lips.
Yeah, I think, but no, because you can still have your liner on. Maybe just less eyeshadow, because that makes it a little bit more contemporary by just having that. Just use the lighter colour of the number 7. So it looks lighter, and then lovely kitten eye, and then that statement colour. And I think it's really great, but you can definitely get away with the lip. Thanks for teaching me something.
New Year's resolution.
All right, let's see if you're still doing it then.
Yeah.
Good, I think it's great.
Yeah.
So you're getting super fit, doing your classes at 6:15 in the morning. Well done, Fee. And wearing pink lips.
Yeah.
In the class? No. Thanks for coming in and sharing all your makeup tips with us. I think it's a good way of learning. I hope so.
Thank you. Yeah, it's been great. I've learned loads.
You did it yourself as well. Get her in, didn't raise a finger, did I? Bye, everyone. See you next week.
Bye.